this season.
I'm going to go back to last year, and I'm going to go with them boys out of Detroit, the bad boys. Detroit basketball. Listen, I'm telling you, if Detroit wins Game 3 in Detroit, which they very well could have and should have, then we could be having a whole different conversation about how the playoffs went through last year. If you're a team like Detroit, a young team, you feel like you got slighted, you feel like you should have been in that spot, you do not forget about those moments. I feel like the Detroit Pistons have something going on. They're focused on getting back next year. Obviously, they brought in Duncan Robinson. I love Duncan Robinson. I love how he opens up Cade Cunningham. Everybody's saying, oh, the East is wide open. Oh, the New York Knicks. Oh, Boston is unhealthy. No, the Detroit Pistons sit right there saying, don't worry about it.
So Udonis Haslem, was talking about people already crowning the Knicks, the kings of the East, after the injuries with Boston and turnover too, and also injuries with Indiana. What the Halliburton? He says not so fast. The Pistons are right there. Almost beat them. Should have won Game 3. I mean, you had the Beasley thing. Had the injury to Stu. What else we had? Obviously Jaden Ivey. But the Knicks are a tough bunch, and they can point to the fact that Tom Thibodeau didn't know how to rotate. And let me speak about that a little bit for any of the Knicks fans that's here. It's funny how people want to look at the statistics. When they not supposed, they really don't matter, or that's not the point. It's like, we talking about wins when they come to certain, he averaged 30 points, but he don't win. When it came to Tom Thibodeau, they was, he won, and they fired him, but we all knew why. He didn't know how to manage a rotation. And that's what really killed the Knicks. Even though you top heavy with OG, Jalen, Carl, Josh, Mikal, and Mitchell Robinson, you very top heavy there. But he didn't know how to stagger their minutes, and that's what really hurt the Knicks. Like, okay, I can take Brunson, and let's say I want to take Brunson and I don't know, Hart and OG and give them a rest. I can let Cat and Mikal Bridges rock out. Then, what if I want to give them a rest and I want to let Brunson and do his thing with Hart out there, with OG out there? You know what I'm saying? He didn't know how to really make it stretch. That 6-man rotation, throwing Cameron Payne or a couple, you can make it seem like a 12-man rotation. They could have been fresh like that. With Mike Brown, the defense will be the same. Offense still probably going to be stagnant. They're not going to have a lot of flex and movement. It's going to be Jalen Brunson or bust, mostly on offense. But I think Mike Brown would have a better idea how to stretch the rotation out, how to make it stretch. But as far as that, right now, we know Indiana probably won't win the East next year. They lost some players, Halliburton out of there. And I would say the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks are the team to beat. Personally, I like Atlanta. There's rumors about Trey and Giannis linking up in Milwaukee. I don't know what those about. Somebody else Orlando. I love Orlando. Paolo, one of my favorite guys. Franz, a Michigan guy. So I think those are the teams. I think Cleveland's a wonderful regular season team, but I think once you get to the playoffs with Cleveland, they're not a playoff team. You can't win playing the way they play. Backcourt too small, and Donovan Mitchell takes away what Darius Garland do best. So, and Kenny Atkinson's one of those defensive-minded coaches, but he needs to find a way to make them work better together, or they just need a Klay Thompson-like player next to Donovan Mitchell. But I don't think you're going to win a championship with Donovan Mitchell dominating the ball like he's LeBron James. I don't see it happening, So that's the problem with them. I think Mitchell is the answer, but also he's the problem. You know what I'm saying? So amazing player, can get all these points, but he don't make nobody better. And that's where LeBron is different than every other ball dominant player. And I think he started the phase of being ball dominant, but that's where LeBron is different. He makes the game easier for guys. He makes guys better. You know what I'm saying? He makes it easier. And then he'll get his, but Mitchell is a scoring killing machine, and he's a defensive liability. So they're a great regular season team, but in the playoffs, you fear Donovan Mitchell, but you don't fear Cleveland. They just too small in the backcourt, and Orlando, phenomenal team. They got Desmond Bain. I thought they more needed a true point guard. I like Suggs, kind of put you in the mind of a Derek Fisher defensively and with the headband. I think they needed Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? I think Paolo can shoot. Franz can shoot. I think they needed more Ja, but Bain is good. You know, defensively, you picking up a lot. But Orlando's a good team. Jonathan Mosley, I think that's the coach. Hella fire coach. It's gonna be fun. And if you know the NBA get Knicks and the Pistons, I mean it's history. Like we ain't really never been on no rival shit, but you know Bernard King and Isaiah Thomas had a duel back in the day, and the Knicks won. And Bernard King was that guy. You see Melo play, you see Bernard King. But yeah, I see us right there in the mix with them. Right there in the mix, and it makes for a good Christmas Day game, by the way. It makes for a nice light-skinned rivalry, by the way. But the Knicks and the Pistons being relevant in basketball is good for basketball. I'll give you some parity. The Orlando Magic being good, Cleveland being good, Atlanta being good. That's parity. You can guys see Boston. We see Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Now you got OKC, and hopefully with having games on every night throughout multiple TV networks and streaming platforms, the NBA flexes their parity. Why do people like the March Madness tournament? The parity. People likes the enigma of who's going to win. People like, the underdog story. They like the enigma. You don't know what's going to happen. So, but it's a great rivalry. They need to create their own rivalries, and kind of like when they went and made the NBA soft and made it less physical, it's like they killed rivalries with it. They killed the rivalries. They killed them. So, ultimately that was, it's unfortunate. When you took the aggression out the game, you also took the rivalry and the competitiveness out the game. But these two are the best players out there. Like I said, though, might be a mystery team out there. Kind of like Toronto putting a nice team together if they remain healthy as well. So, I like it. I love the fact that OKC won it. I love the fact that it was OKC, Indiana, and the TV ratings wasn't great. And that's why they fix games, because they do everything for casual. They make 2K. They don't make it for the real hoopers. When they make Madden, they don't make it for the real hoopers. When they make military games like COD and Battle, they make it for casuals. They make it for casuals. So casuals here, Indiana, I don't want to see it. It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So this actually was a really good series. But everybody, mostly in America, is a brand name. It's a name thing. It doesn't matter if this Gucci bag was made in the same factory as Fucci. The fact that it's, that it's a name brand bag and it costs $1,000, I'm going to buy it off the strength, even though if it ain't worth 2 nickels to rub with it. And that's a problem in America. At one point, people used to buy off quality. Now people buy off name brand. But hey, hit the link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. I appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.